this goes up
Ooh,
to the
that's pretty.
root.
Yeah.
But I love like the color, like the brighter
Okay, the
blonde.
brighter blonde.
Yeah.
Because the first picture, yeah, she's like a little bit warmer.
No.
And that other one, she's a little bit like brighter, cooler tone.
Yes, I love like the cooler tone, but I love the way this goes up to the root and like more in the front.
Like she doesn't have a super harsh face either. She has some dimension in there, but not much. Like she's pretty solid blonde. Yeah. So what I'm thinking for you, go in and we'll bring all your highlights up to the root, brighten all of this up. And then on your ends, we definitely need to bump them up. Because sometimes if you ask for a cool tone, people will tone you down.
Yes.
And I feel like what you want is a little bit brighter with just like a hint of coolness.
Yes.
Which is what we'll do.
Yeah.
I kind of want to leave you with no root.
Okay.
And just make your highlights like blendy enough just to where we don't have to root them and they can just grow out really pretty. Because then that will help you leave today feeling like super bright.
Yeah.
And not feeling like you have a little root already. Like you'll feel like a blonde.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Yay. I'm so excited.
Me too.
So freaking pretty.
I'm just ready to feel like blonde again.
Yeah, it's
whenever
for my consistency, I like it to be thick, but not too thick to where I can't work it in and I'm just feel like I'm using a bunch of product. So I like to do about 20 grams of Super Blonde 9, and I go in and just make the paint powder. I just bring it up to 30. So like I did 23 there. So now I'm just going to bring it up to 30 with this paint powder. And it is a 1-to-2 ratio. We're just going to zero it out. We did 30 grams of lightener, so we're going to do 60 grams. Always, always, always we're mixing with plastic. This Davines brush for my highlights. Let's get into this foiling pattern, you guys. So for the back, I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I like to keep it simple. So I'm going to make sure that it's bright around her hairline. That way when that underneath pulls forward, it's going to feel really nice and bright around her face. So I do focus a little bit more energy around that hairline there. Think about it as like a money piece that connects all the way around. That way there's no dark spots underneath whenever she wears her hair forward. And also my cute little checkered foils. I love these framer foils. They're adorable. So now I'm just going to go up horizontally, and I'm spacing these out because I honestly really, really love the dimension that she kind of already has back in the back of her head there. So I'm just going to go in and just do a few horizontal highlights through the back. I'm going to tap through these, okay, so I'm not worried about them. I just want to break up those harsh lines. Now from here, I'm going to connect my Mohawk sectioning, and I'm just going to go up the Mohawk with my Slaby lights. So basically what a Slaby light is I'll add another video about this for you guys, but it's kind of like a bounce of your comb. We're not doing a slice. I'm not doing a baby light. I'm just taking that section and I am just bouncing my comb, picking up hair so that it is soft and it's diffused because I'm going to leave her with no root. I don't want her to have chunky, harsh highlights. I don't want to have to rely on a root for my blondes to be blendy. So I do my Slavy lights so that my blondes are blendy without a root. So now I'm just connecting the money piece and I'm just going to connect all of those Mohawk foils and just keep going until your back is breaking, and that's when you know the blonde is just, it's going to be way too good, you guys. Alright, so now I'm going in. I like to fold those Mohawk foils out of the way, and then I really got to get in there and get those little babies, and we're going to make sure it's really bright and bloody around her face, but I also don't want those babies right there in front of her ear to be too harsh, because if she pulls her hair back and there's just like a blonde stripe there, we don't want that. We want it to be really soft and really diffused, and I'm just going to keep going up the sides of the head with diagonal back sectioning. That's going to keep it really soft, really diffused. And then I did this same exact foil pattern on the other side of the head as well. So here you guys can see all of those cute little checkered foils, and then those are my foils in the back. For the bowl work, we're going to do 7O in the Clean Color Liquids from O&M. They are a little bit more sheer than the Core Color from O&M. So I'll like to use the Core Color for if I really want to cover all the highlight lines and make it more of a defined root. This is just for like blending out a little bit of lines. We're going to blend out through the back of her head and through the sides of the head, but we're going to leave her Mohawk with no root, just so she feels really bright. I'm going to do a wet balayage on her ends while that root tap is sitting on. And I like to use Blonde Me for that just because it's really fast. The tone we're going to do in the O&M Clean Liquids, I'm going to do a 913. and a 10-6, and then we're going to mix that with 5-ball, and I'm probably just going to leave that on for about 2 minutes maybe, just to give me a little hint of coolness. I don't want her to feel overtoned or dull, so it's really just going to be like a touch of coolness. We are back with, I call this bulwark, but I'm doing it at the chair. And I actually really, really love to do this at the chair because I feel like I have more room to move around. It's more comfortable for the client. And I mean, it just looks really aesthetic. I feel like a true artist when I'm doing a wet balayage. I love doing a wet balayage because it pulls out any mineral buildup, any purple shampoo, just without it being too harsh. On those fragile blonde ends, it just gives it a little pop.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so pretty. Oh,
Holy
yeah.
cow.
So much brighter.
That's like exactly like the picture,
Yeah,
but
it's
just
like-
like the brighter.
Yeah, both of the pictures combined because like we have the root
Yeah.
area
Oh my gosh.
of that first one, and then it's just so bright.
I had my hair this blonde.
It's so good. I'm
Oh my
obsessed. And then no root here. Perfect.
Oh,
Literally
I love
perfect.
it.
So blonde but blendy. We didn't even root you.
It's so pretty. I love it.
So good.
Oh.
If you're interested in learning more about this blonding method, I'm going on tour. First stop Texas, and then I'm going to Utah and then Oklahoma. Click the link below for tickets. I can't wait to meet you guys. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button to be a part of Blonding Society education.